What's up everyone? My name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I am working on 2 duplex homes in the world of Evergreen Harbor, which is the world that came with the Eco Lifestyle expansion pack. So yeah, it's duplex homes. So essentially 2 family homes right next to each other, connected, one might say, and yeah, they're very modern, as you can probably tell maybe a little bit already by the surrounding area. You can see that I have my neighborhood action plans enabled, and I actually activated the Modern Developments Neighborhood Action Plan, and that neighborhood action plan makes it so that the world kind of slowly but surely modernizes and cleans up. Because as you may know, if you're familiar with the Eco Lifestyle expansion pack, Evergreen Harbor basically by default is not very pretty. It's kind of dirty, there's trash everywhere, it's very polluted. And then through these neighborhood action plans, through gameplay, you can kind of slowly but surely clean up the world, modernize it, make it more eco-friendly. That's essentially what the whole pack is about, and you can go about that however you want to. You can not clean it up at all, you can leave it polluted if you want to, or you can work towards a cleaner, more modern, more eco-friendly neighborhood or world for this one. And so for this build specifically, I wanted it to be very modern, cleaned up, eco-friendly. So that's basically the vibe of this build. So you can see by the houses around in the world, like the debug houses, the live edit houses, that they're very modernized. There's a lot of green roofs going on, a lot of greenery. There's these beautiful pathways. There's no longer any trash on the floor. It's just very nice and modern and pretty looking. And I wanted to try and build duplex homes in this world that really reflect that same kind of situation of the world. So it's very clean and modern and newly built and eco-friendly. So that's essentially what we're going for. And of course it's duplex homes. So it's 2 houses next to each other, and they're both for like separate families, separate households. So if you have the for rent expansion pack, then you can turn this into a residential rental, and then you can assign each room to its own unit, and then in that way you can basically create 2 separate family homes. That's kind of what I was thinking for this build specifically as well. And I had so much fun building this. It has been a very, very long time since I've done any eco lifestyle inspired modern builds. I have been very much into my outdated older homes era for some reason. I've been really enjoying that, and so I haven't really been doing a lot of modern builds. So this was definitely a nice change of pace for me, and I actually did have a lot of fun with it. Here, by the way, you can see me playing around with tulle. I was trying to kind of create a little awning, and I wasn't really sure how to do that. And then one of my friends, as I was building this live over on Twitch, shameless little plug there, if you want to see me build live on Twitch, I do stream a few times a week, so you can follow me there as well. And yeah, as I was building this over on stream, my friend Honey May Sims, you may know her, she is also a creator. She is very, very talented. She does the most incredible builds, and she has actually done this before, where she used these beams from Eco Lifestyle and she tooled them to make them horizontal, and then basically I just combined a bunch of them, and then you have this awning. And I just feel like it looks really cool. I'd never done this before, but she kind of guided me through it, and I used some tulle for this to create that. And I really feel like that whole awning just looks really, really pretty, and it's exactly what I wanted for this backyard. So here I'm just playing around with some debug fences as well, to just kind of fence in the backyard. And also what I did for this build, I've been doing that for builds lately. I also did that for the retro row houses that I uploaded a few days ago. I rotated it on the lot. So essentially I built this house, or this lot, or this build, sideways. So what I'm using as the front of the lot technically is the side. So that makes it so that the gallery thumbnail, of course, is very sad. You can just see the side of the house and you can't really get a good look at the house at all. But that's just unfortunately how the gallery works. You can't pick and choose your own thumbnails. So that's just what it is. But I feel like this orientation for this lot works very, very nicely. I just really like how it's facing the same side of the street, or as the neighbor house, which is not a real house. It's a debug house. No household actually lives there, but it still looks cute. I feel like the curb appeal it looks very cozy, and I just really like how it came together. And also, this is a limited pack build. I'm using, of course, Eco Lifestyle for this one. I'm using the Dream Home Decorator game pack, the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack, and then the Blooming Rooms kit. So only a few packs, which makes it, I feel, very easy to download. I was really trying to add a couple of packs for the interior. I won't lie, as I started to build this, my intention was to make it just Eco Lifestyle. I was really set on making it just Eco Lifestyle, but then as I was working on the floor plan and as I was kind of going through the items that we had to kind of get an idea of what I wanted to do for the interior and to place down some place filler, just like furniture, so I could get a sense of the layout, I realized that just base game and Eco Lifestyle, I was not going to enjoy it as much. It was just going to be a little bit too restricted. And I know these items in, like, for example, Home Chef Hustle or Dream Home Decorator, that will look so good in here. So I was like, you know what, for the interior, let's add a few more packs. But that does make it so that the exterior for this build is actually basically just base game and Eco Lifestyle. I didn't use any other packs for the exterior because, like I said, as I was working on the exterior, I was set on just using that one pack. So yeah, it's pretty easy to download. If you don't have any other packs, then you can still download it and have the exterior be exactly the same, and then you can just kind of go through and redecorate it if you want to. And also, speaking of the Blooming Rooms kit, by the way, that's free for you to download. So if you don't have the Blooming Rooms kit yet, you should run, not walk, to the EA app to download it for free, because it's for free and it's actually one of my favorite kits of all time. There are a few kits that I actually really like. I know kits aren't really very popular, but I can't lie, there's just some really good ones out there that are staples for me that I basically struggle to furnish or decorate without. For example, the clutter kits, like everyday clutter, bathroom clutter, but then also Blooming Rooms. I use that in every single build because it comes with this one hanging plant that I just love so much. And if you've ever been to any of my streams, if you're familiar with my streams, if you watch me build live on Twitch, you will probably know that I use that plant in every single build to the point where it almost becomes problematic, and I will find a way to include it. For the longest time, I actually didn't plan on using any Blooming Rooms for this build, but I'm actually glad I did end up using it because the timing is perfect. As I was building this or working on this build, the pack hadn't gone free yet. It's been a few weeks since I finished this build, but right now the kit is actually free, so the timing is perfect. But yeah, as I was decorating this, I think it wasn't until I was furnishing the bedrooms for the first house that I was like, you know what? I really want to use my hanging plant in this one little corner. Am I excused? Like, can I add the Blooming Rooms kit? And then thankfully everybody agreed and I could use the Blooming Rooms kit. So that's what I ended up doing, but I wasn't even planning on that. But that's just how much I love my Blooming Rooms hanging plant. I always will find a way, or at least try to find a way to use it still. So that's what I did for this one as well. But yeah, you can kind of see the exterior come together here. I didn't have a lot of space left for any landscaping because the house does take up, or the houses take up most of the space for this lot. The lot isn't that gigantic. I believe it's a 30 by 20. Am I lying? Is this a 30 by 40? I can never tell when I watch the footage back and watch the build back. I just never know how big the lots are, but I do think that this is a 30 by 20, but of course I could be wrong. We'll see towards the end of the video when I do a tour of the build in real time. We will see what lot size it actually is, but I do believe it's a 30 by 20. And the houses, they're duplex homes, as I mentioned already. They are mirrored and also slightly staggered. They aren't identical. I know for my retro row houses that I uploaded the other day, those houses were identical. They all had the same floor plan. These homes do not, because I wanted to, you know, have a little bit more freedom for the shape of the exterior of the house. So there are a couple of bump outs here and there that aren't symmetrical. So therefore the floor plans for both houses are slightly different, but they do each have 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, one bathroom being a downstairs hall bath and the other one an upstairs hall bath. And then they also have spacious open floor plans downstairs, so kitchen, dining, and living room. And then for this first house that I furnished, we also have an office downstairs that you could actually very easily turn into a 4th bedroom if you wanted to. There's definitely enough space for that. I just turned it into an office. I thought that was a nice use of space, so that's what I went with. And then here, as you can see, we are already furnishing the very first house, and as you may notice, there is already a little bit of furniture just like in the house, because as I was working on the floor plans for these homes, which I didn't include in the video because it always takes me literal hours and it's just so much footage and it's so all over the place that I just usually end up not using that footage for the speed build. But you can see that there is already a little bit of furniture like around, which I actually used for filler furniture. That's something I really enjoy doing these days to get a better vision of the layout and the floor plan that I want to do, and to just really get a good look at how much space I'm actually like leaving for furniture in there, because sometimes I'll do a floor plan and then I'll be like, okay, this is going to be the kitchen, this is going to be the living room, and in my brain it's all perfect, and then I'm actually going in with furniture and I'm like, oh wait, this room is actually so much smaller than I thought it was, or so much bigger than I thought it was, and then it kind of messes it up. So lately what I've been enjoying, it's a little tip, maybe that might help you if you, like me, also struggle with floor plans. It might help to get just some filler furniture out, just to get a little bit of a sense of how big everything is. It's very easy to lose sight of the size proportions in The Sims. I feel like sometimes I just don't know how big or small something actually is. Until I get a sim on the lot and actually have them walk through the house and I'm like, oh, right, this stuff is actually really bulky. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, I kind of forget that from time to time. But yeah, we are moving on to the interior of the house. And for this house, I'm using the Home Chef Hustle kitchen. I think I used the same kitchen for the house next door as well, just in a different swatch. And then clutter-wise, I actually tried to keep the clutter slightly, well, to a minimum isn't really what I would say, because as you can see, there's definitely some clutter around. It's not minimalistic in any sense, but I was trying to keep it, I guess, simple when it comes to the clutter, not too overwhelming, not too personalized, but definitely still lived in, because it is 2 houses next to each other, and it's a lot of stuff, like it's a lot of furniture, and sometimes it tends to just get laggy with bigger builds like this. So that's why I wanted to try and keep the clutter, well, like I said, not to a minimum, but definitely not as crazy cluttered as I can sometimes do, as I sometimes tend to do. So a little bit more gameplay friendly, I guess you could call it. So yeah, that's what I was doing in here. And I was actually struggling with these floor plans and these layouts and how to furnish everything, because like I mentioned, I'm just not in my open floor plan modern house era. So it's definitely been a minute since I've done something like this with a very open, flowy, like floor plan. It was a struggle for me to make it look good. I mean, I am happy with how it came together in the end, especially the second home. I think the second home is my favorite. That's when I got a little bit of a hang of what I was doing, and I was like in a zone there. And then for this first one, I was definitely struggling. It's also because it's a limited pack build, so I didn't have that much stuff to choose from, which also kind of helped me in a way to not have everything, like to not be so overwhelmed by all the choices that I had, but like just limit my choices. That was definitely helping me out, but also it made it so that I was like, it feels a little empty or a little bare. But I feel like I just went through a couple times and added some decorations and got rid of some stuff and replaced some stuff, and I just feel like it ended up looking really good. It's just, I guess I'm not used to these types of floor plans anymore, and that's why to me it feels like I'm just a little bit unsure about it, you know what I mean? But let me know. I hope you like these builds. I hope you like how I ended up furnishing them. They're actually pretty spacious. This first one I furnished for 2 parents, a teenager and a kid. And then the house next door is for 2 parents, 2 kids, and 1 infant, I want to say. So that's what I ended up furnishing them for. So definitely family homes. As you can see, they're pretty spacious too. And I really like this area back here for the dining table. This is where we have a sliding door onto the back porch as well. So this connects to the backyard. And I just feel like it looks really nice. This office space that I included for this first home actually made it so, like, it made it a little bit more cozy. It made it so that I had a little bit more space to close off and to create more like nooks within the open floor plan, if that makes sense. And I think that really helped me as well. I don't have the closed off office downstairs for the house next door. For some reason, I feel like that house is slightly smaller. So I didn't really have the space for a closed off extra room, study, bedroom, whatever downstairs. So I only did that for this one, but I kind of like that the houses aren't identical. It makes it feel like you're still furnishing 2 different houses instead of just 2 of the exact same floor plans, which can sometimes be a bit repetitive, in my opinion, for me personally, to like, as I'm going through, sometimes it can be a bit tiring. It's also fun because you can kind of try to come up with different ways to decorate the same floor plan over and over again. So it's kind of fun to, you know, challenge yourself that way. But for these ones, I feel like it was really fun because the 2 houses, even though they're duplex homes and they're very similar to each other, they definitely are different. The floor plans are different. The layouts are different. It's just, they're very different homes, even though they're duplex homes. And I feel like that makes it fun to play in as well. And then here you can see behind the kitchen here, we have actually a pretty spacious downstairs hall bathroom that I really like. I turned it into a full bathroom. We only have 2 bedrooms in the house. For the longest time, I was trying to make the upstairs floor plan work with an ensuite for the main bedroom. For the longest time. I think I was literally struggling with that for about an hour. And then I actually ended up, well, I found a way to do it, but I really didn't like how the rooms were like flowing together. It wasn't really flowing nicely, in my opinion. And I just, the ensuite was in a weird spot and I didn't really like it. So I was like, you know what? You don't get an ensuite. You're just gonna have to work with 2 hall bathrooms for the 4 of you, and it's probably gonna be fine. You can't always play with just 1 parent, of course. You don't always have to do 2 parents. I do always furnish my homes so that there's an option for 2 parents or a couple at least raising the kids. So I do always furnish it in that sense, but it doesn't have to be 2 parents, of course. Yeah, that is what I did. But yeah, they don't have an ensuite. I'm sorry. They get a hall bathroom. You can very easily turn the upstairs hall bathroom into an ensuite for the parents' room if you wanted to, but I feel like it's odd to have no bathroom upstairs that is a hall bath at all. I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, you could actually very easily do it. I feel like it still would make sense, but I don't know. I liked the idea of a hall bathroom better. Here you can see we are furnishing the first bedroom, and this is the exact moment where I was like, okay, can I please use my hanging plant because I miss it and I need it in this corner. So this is the moment where I decided that I was going to use the Blooming Rooms kit for this house. And I'm actually really happy that I did that, and the timing actually ends up being perfect. I did not know that beforehand, but it actually ended up being perfect. And then in the parents' room here, because I was using Dream Home Decorator, I hadn't used a lot of that stuff yet. I did use the couch. Actually, that's a lie. I used a makeshift, or I created a makeshift entertainment unit downstairs, like a TV cabinet as well. So I did use it. And then here upstairs, I'm using it for a built-in wardrobe. And I can't lie, I haven't used these built-in wardrobes in the longest time. I was kind of obsessed with them when Dream Home Decorator first came out. Like, that modular furniture system was brand new when Dream Home Decorator first came out. And it was such a game changer, and it just looked so good. It still looks really good. But then for some reason, I just kind of stopped using it. Whenever I want to do built-in wardrobes, I usually just go for the built-in closets from Get Together, and I just never use these anymore. So it was fun for me to actually go through and use the modular furniture from this, from the Dream Home Decorator pack again, since it's been so long. One thing that I remembered as I was creating the modular shelving is that sometimes the game just kind of yeets your clutter that you place there. Sometimes you kind of just go about your build and you're just kind of decorating, and you're decorating, you're cluttering up your shelves, and then you do a different room and then you come back to that one room with the shelves. Sometimes the clutter is just gone. Or when you download a build off of the gallery with this built-in, with a built-in closet, like this modular furniture, sometimes the gallery just kind of deletes all the clutter as you place the build in your game. It's so odd. I don't know why it does that. It is a little bit annoying. Thankfully, that hasn't happened yet in my game for this specific build, but maybe if you download it off the gallery, the clutter will be gone. I'm not exactly sure. I hope not. That would be annoying. But yeah, that definitely does happen from time to time. But as you can see, we have moved on to the kids' bedroom. I actually kind of forgot how good the wallpaper is in Eco Lifestyle and how beautiful those colors are. As you can see, I'm using the white with a like corally red, like lower part of the wallpaper, I guess you could say, for the kids' bedroom, and I combined it with a bunch of light blue furniture and just some other bright colors. And then after that, we're moving on to the teens' bedroom, and I used that beautiful yellow wallpaper, and the colors in this pack are just so good. And they combine really nicely with Dream Home Decorator. As you can see, I'm using this bed from Dream Home Decorator, and the bedding is just the perfect color match. I did, by the way, just kind of merge two single beds together. This, of course, does not function as a double bed, but I felt like for this teens room, a full-on double bed was just too big and too bulky, but a single bed was just too small. I didn't really like that. So I basically just kind of created my own makeshift double bed by merging two small beds together to create a slightly smaller double bed, if that makes sense, or at least the illusion of a slightly smaller double bed. And I feel like it just looks really good. It's that perfect in-between size for a teenager's bedroom, I feel like. So that's what I did, and I really want to do it more often. I have seen other people do that same trick as well, and for a minute, like a long time ago, I used to do it a lot, but then I just kind of forgot about that little trick and I just never did it anymore. But for this build, I kind of remembered and I thought it was perfect. I was looking for a way to fill up the space since this bedroom is pretty spacious. This teenager has a pretty nice, spacious bedroom, actually. So I was looking for a way to fill up the space, and I thought that little trick with the two beds together was actually perfect. I also gave them the matching yellow wardrobe, as you can see, and then I just combined it with a blue rug and just a bunch of knickknacks and decorations everywhere. I also created a makeshift desk by merging a dining table into the wardrobe. I feel it's not perfect because it doesn't match perfectly, but I do feel like it works well enough, and I think it looks really good to have a little bit of a built-in desk wardrobe situation going on. I just feel like it looks kind of good. And then after the teenager's bedroom, we are moving on to the second house. So for the first house, I was using a lot of blue as the accent color throughout the house. And then for the house next door here, I'm using more softer pink tones, as you can see here in the kitchen as well. I used a softer like pink toned or corally red again, like tile. Also from Eco Lifestyle, actually. All those colors just, they go so nicely together, and they're just really pretty. So yeah, for this one, I went for a slightly warmer color scheme, I guess you could say, a slightly warmer accent color, I guess. And then, yeah, the layout for this house is just slightly different. The downstairs area does feel a bit more spacious since we don't have that closed off office downstairs that we have next door. But for the rest, it's just also just very different. They do have the same kind of entryway space because the front doors and then the staircases and then the downstairs bathrooms are kind of in the same spot for both houses. But then for the rest, it's very different. And I really, really like how this kitchen came out with the island like this and the nice built-in shelves next to the fridge. I just thought it was so, so pretty. And I love this soft pink color. I just think that is such a beautiful color. And it worked so nicely in here, combined with that darker wood tone that I'm using for the flooring and the wallpaper, for example. So yeah, I was just very excited about this one. And I feel like as I was furnishing this one, I got the sense that I was really in the zone for the kind of style that I was doing since I had already finished the house next door. So I was finally starting to get the hang of it with this second build, I feel, and I just really like how it ended up looking. So here I'm cluttering up some shelves in the kitchen. As you can see, I'm using again the Home Chef Hustle kitchen set, and it just works so nicely in here. It's just a little bit softer. And then I did furnish this house, like I said, for 2 parents and then 2 kids and an infant. So this family has 1 more person in the household, I guess. So yeah, I just kind of was trying to fit as many Sims as possible into these houses, just to kind of see like how many Sims you could realistically play with or have live in a house like this. And I feel like 5 Sims is actually perfect. We do only have 2 bathrooms, but I feel like for 5 Sims, that's still okay. I mean, kids and teenagers are going to be at school a lot, so I feel like it's not really a problem. And then maybe the adults are going to be working, so that it's not really a problem. It might just be a problem in the mornings, you know what I mean? The rush morning hour. So yeah, also for this house, I was trying to come up with something creative for storage under the stairs. I was really struggling with that in the first house as well. I did end up figuring something out. I like this modular shelving here under the stairs. I feel like that fills it up nicely and it creates the illusion of some extra storage. Of course, Sims don't really need storage. What do Sims store? They don't need it, but I like to create the illusion and make it just a little bit more realistic in that sense. So that's what I did for this house as well. And then I was struggling a little bit with the spacious entryway, but I just kind of copied over some items that I had used next door. The clothing rack, and then this little shelf as well from, I think that's Eco Lifestyle, right? That little shelf? I think so. I don't know. It's actually been a minute since Eco Lifestyle came out. It still feels it feels like a new pack to me, but it's definitely not. It's been around. I don't know how time goes by this fast. I truly don't understand. Speaking of time going by fast, you might be wondering, or not, but why there's a giant 2 behind me. I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge that sooner, but there's a giant 2 behind me because the other day I celebrated my 2-year streamiversary over on Twitch. I've been streaming for 2 years already, so that's why that giant 2 balloon is behind me. Sorry if that was bothersome, but it's just hanging out there. So yeah, speaking of time going by fast, I truly don't understand. But yeah, here you can see I'm decorating the living room space and I'm using the pink swatch of the couch. Now, I really like that couch. Also, by the way, I'm trying to create a little makeshift seating bench situation here in the window by using 2 base game chairs, like merging it into the shelf so it looks like little throw pillows. Weirdly enough, it kind of works. I was kind of messing around with that and it actually did end up working out. And I also merged a little bench so it looks like there's a pillow there where you can sit on. I don't think it actually functions. It might function. I don't really know. We should try and test that. But it does look really cute. So that's what I did. And as you can see, we have a pink couch. I never use the pink swatch of this couch, even though I really love it. And I don't ever use it because of the wood tone that it uses for the little frame and the little legs. And I'm so weird about mixing and matching wood tones. I'm just very nitpicky about it. Like, I do mix and match wood tones, but only very specific ones, you know? And that reddish, very dark, warm brown reddish wood tone that's in that pink couch isn't a wood tone that I ever use or am using in this house, but I feel like I can get away with it. I was really trying to be less picky about that and just go with it because who cares? And so I did that and I'm actually really happy I did it because I feel like it just looks good. And then I ended up using the matching dining chairs here by the table as well. And I just feel like it really works out. Even though I'm not using that specific wood tone anywhere else, I feel like it still kind of matches, for example, here with the dining table as well. Maybe with the flooring a little bit. I mean, now that I'm looking back at the footage, it doesn't bother me at all. So I'm really happy that I just kind of did that. But yeah, sometimes I just get so weird about mixing and matching wood tones and it just bothers me. And then I don't end up using stuff that I would otherwise use because of a wood tone that it uses. And that's why I still really want separate swatches. A separate swatch system in The Sims 4 would be such a game changer. I don't think that's ever going to come still because, I mean, they would have to literally adjust every single item that ever came with any pack ever to make that work for a separate swatch system. But oh my God, would that be a lifesaver if you could choose the wood tone, and then, for example, for a couch, you can pick the wood tone and the color of the fabric separately. Like, that would be so great. Or for beds, when you can pick the color or wood tone of the frame separate to the bedding that you want to use. Like, we did have that in The Sims 2, I believe. I do think it was in The Sims 3, but I never played The Sims 3, so I don't know, but I did play The Sims 2, and I do think I remember that we had that in The Sims 2 as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but oh my God, it would just be such a game changer and such a lifesaver, but you know, one can dream. I don't think that's gonna come to The Sims 4, but hopefully, fingers crossed, for the next installment of The Sims, Sims 5, Project Renee, whatever it's gonna be, I don't know. But I do hope they come with a separate swatch system. That would be incredible. Didn't they already show off color wheels for Project Renee? Am I going crazy? Maybe not. I'm not exactly sure what I saw, but I do think so, but I like I said, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think so. In the meantime, we are moving on to the second floor of the second house, and I was really trying to still go with a more warm color palette. So here for the parents' room, for example, I used a slightly yellow, like light yellow, beigey color for the wallpaper combined with the dark brown. I feel like that just looks really pretty. I love that soft yellow color. It's so, it feels like a warm hug to me. I don't know, I really like that color. It might also be my reshade that makes it prettier, but it's super pretty. And then this bedroom is actually pretty spacious, so I put in an easel in here. I don't know how realistic that is. I feel like maybe it's not the nicest thing to actually have all those fumes of the paint in your bedroom, but they can just open a window. It's gonna be fine. Also, it's The Sims. There's no such thing as paint fumes, so it's honestly fine. You could, of course, put it in the backyard or on the back porch as well. That would make a little bit more sense, but I thought it'd be cute to put a little skill building item here, or like activity here in the room. I thought that was nice, so I thought an easel would do the trick. So that's what I ended up doing. And then after the parents' bedroom, I am decorating this really small infant's bedroom. It's such a tiny room, but it's perfect for a nursery and also still for just a single sim bedroom. When you use a lofted bed or something, I feel like that should be fine. I think I had the exact same size bedroom in my retro row houses the other day as well. And I also talked about that, like you could just easily put in a lofted bed and you're good to go. You definitely save some space that way, like a little desk underneath, and you're good to go. But of course, for a nursery, it's perfect. And then for a kid, maybe even for a teenager, but then after that, maybe it's a little bit too small, you know? The other room is a lot bigger, and that one, for this house, I turned that one into a shared kids' bedroom. It's definitely spacious enough for that. So the younger sibling just, they do get their own room. They don't have to share, but the flip side of that is that it is a lot smaller and there is a lot less space for toys, unfortunately. But you know, you win some, you lose some. That's just what it's going to be. I do like how this nursery ended up looking with the soft pink wallpaper, and I had some like green accents in there as well, and I just really liked it. And then here in the bigger bedroom, like I said, I did a shared kids bedroom. I was thinking twins, could be boys, could be girls, but I was trying to go for that nice light blue and orange kind of color combination. So that's what I did. And then I was trying to decorate and clutter up this room as much as I could. The only thing with these bunk beds is if you place them in this orientation, you can't actually put a nightstand next to the bed, the lower bunk, because that blocks the ladder from being accessible. I don't know why, and I don't know if that's ever going to change, but it's so odd. Like, why aren't you able to put a little nightstand next to the bed? I feel like it makes no sense. There's probably a way around that if you all place like a very small nightstand or size it down or something, then it's probably fine. But I don't know, it's a little bit odd that it works that way. But I was trying to fit in as many activities as I could here in the room, since it is for 2 children, so you would definitely want some stuff for those kids to do. So I put an activity table in here. They have a toy box and a Blarfy. And then they also outside have the monkey bars, like the jungle bars that they can play with outside. So that's good. And then I just cluttered it up with some posters. Of course, they have a dresser, and I tried to make it a little bit messy by putting some toys on the floor and cluttering it up a little bit without cluttering it up too much, because like I said, I wanted to keep the clutter not to a minimum, but like I didn't want to overdo it either. And then after the kids' bedroom, we are moving on to the exterior. Also, obviously, I didn't record all the bathrooms because that was a little bit repetitive. But in a few minutes here, we'll be moving on into the game, and then I'll give you a tour, and then I'll show you all the bathrooms, of course, as well. But yeah, both these houses actually have very nice and spacious backyards. There's definitely a lot of space for activities here. I didn't fill it up all the way, so if you do want to download these houses and put in some of your own activities, maybe you want to do some recycling, or maybe you want to do extra gardening, stuff like that, then there's definitely space for it. I did put a seating area, a dining table, a grill, some planter boxes. I put in the bugs as well. I thought that was cool for an eco lifestyle build. And then because I wanted these homes to be very eco-friendly, I also plunked a dew collector. Is that what it's called in the yard there? I thought that was nice. We also have a bunch of solar panels on the roof, by the way. Also, you may not have noticed, but as I was building this house, I did do an oopsie as I was first building this. I used a roof texture as I was building, which was actually from Snowy Escape, but I did end up swapping that one out for a base game roof texture. So I'm not using any Snowy Escape. You may not even have noticed it because it was probably very fast. But yeah, I did swap that out. And then for the second backyard, it's very similar. I just swapped around the eating area, like the dining area and the lounge area. They also have a grill though, and they have some planters. They have the monkey jungle bars for the kids. And then I just add the final few finishing touches here and there. Also some hanging plants. I had to do some more hanging plants here from these beams. I thought that was so cute. That was actually a suggestion from someone in chat, and I thought it was so perfect. So I had to do some hanging plants. So that's what I did. But then after that, we are done. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the houses in real time. So here we have the duplex homes in the game. I just really like the curb appeal, and combined with this state of the world, like the eco-friendly modern version of the world, all those green roofs all around and the solar panels, I just really like it, and I feel like these houses definitely fit in nicely. So yeah, here we have the front area for both of these houses, 2 front doors, 2 little mailboxes as well. They both have these little areas here under the green roof where you can do some extra gardening if you want to. Over here I parked some bicycles for the neighbors. This house on the left has an extra side porch here, just a sliding door with a little side porch here where I just plunked down a little chair in the corner and then a small dining table as well. So they have that. The other side does not have that, but they do get a little planter. I think that's really cute as well. And then of course we have the backyards over here. I just really love how these beams ended up looking. I think that is such a cool feature, and I combined it with some planters to create some privacy. There's a lounge area here, a picnic table, some play equipment here for the kids. And then the house next door essentially has the same thing. They have a lounge area here, dining table, a grill, and you can do some gardening here. Moving on to the inside of the first house. So here you can get a little bit of a look at the floor plan of the house. It's very open, as you can see. So over here is the entryway space with the staircase. I created some makeshift storage here under the stairs. And then right here is where we have the living room. I love this rounded couch. I just feel like that is so beautiful, and I love that green color. I created an entertainment unit here with these modular shelves, or these modular items from Dream Home Decorator. And then over here in the middle is where we have the kitchen. The kitchen is actually pretty small, but it is really pretty and nice and modern. I especially love this kitchen combined with this color backsplash, like these blue tiles tiles. That is such a gorgeous color, and it combines so nicely with the counters. Back here is where we have that sliding door to the side porch, and then through here is the dining space. A nice 6-seater dining table, and then of course a sliding door into the backyard. Over here is a small office space. This is nothing special. We just have a desk with a computer, a couple bookcases, an easel for some skill building, and then over here is the downstairs full bathroom. It's actually pretty spacious, a little bit more spacious than my bathrooms usually are, but I feel like it's nice. We have a nice sink, some counter space, a toilet, and of course a shower. Then going upstairs, this is where we have a pretty spacious landing. It's a little bit of a loft situation here. It looks down into the hallway space, so that's always a nice feature in my opinion. So over here is the parents' room. I love how calm this bedroom feels. I really like the colors. We have some built-in shelves here for wardrobes, of course, some clutter and decorations over here, and a chair in the corner. Next to the parents' room is the bathroom. Again, nothing special. This one's a little bit smaller than the one downstairs, but of course all functional. The smaller bedroom over here is furnished for a kid. It's very colorful. I love this color combination, the coral red with the light blue. It's just so bright. They have a little toy like play corner over here, and then over here is the teenager's room. I really like this room too. Blue and yellow is just a classic color combo that I will always love. They have their bed over here. Of course, only this one is functional. I'm also loving this little chair in the corner. That is such a cute little spot to just kind of sit and, I don't know, maybe do some homework or just stare out the window. I just feel like it's such a vibe. I really like it. There's also a guitar in here, and then a small desk and a wardrobe. Moving on to the second house, it's very similar, but at the same time very different. I did use a lot of the same furniture, just in different swatches to still create a different vibe. So they have that same spacious entryway. I created some makeshift storage under the stairs again, and then they have the kitchen right here by the entryway space. This kitchen is a little bit bigger than the one next door. I had a little bit more space downstairs here. So yeah, slightly bigger kitchen and very light and bright. I'm just loving that light pink color, that dusty pink. Also really like this corner here with the shelves and the microwave. And then over here is a nice shelf just to fill up the space. And here's the living room, again with that same modular couch, but in pink, of course. I layered some rugs, and they also have a makeshift TV unit. Ooh, we should test this. I don't think this is functional, but we can try. Let me teleport my playtester sim over here. There she is. Can you sit there? No, she can't. Okay, I didn't expect her to be able to. It would have been nice, but it's not functional. It's just for vibes, this little bench situation. It still looks cute though. And then behind here is the dining room. Again, I've tried to fill up the space with some decorative wall pieces over here. I really like that touch of green. And then they of course also have a sliding door onto the back porch. And then over here is their downstairs bathroom. I did just a tub for this one. I thought that would be nice because I really wanted to use one of the tubs from Dream Home Decorators. So I decided to just do a full bathroom with a tub for this one. Going upstairs, they have that same landing situation. It's not exactly the same, but it's the same vibe. Also looking down into the hallway. And I put a desk for an office space on the landing here. Then over here is the parents' room. Very nice and spacious again. Loving that yellow wallpaper combined with the light blue. They have their bed set up here, some nightstands, a dresser over here, and an easel for some painting. Over here is the smallest bedroom, which is of course for the infant. Loving the green and pink in this one, also a classic color combination that I will always love. I did create a makeshift changing table here since base game didn't give us any changing tables for the infants, so I just kind of created my own. Next to the infants' room is the kids' room. Bunk beds over here, very blue and orange, and they also have a nice play area over here on the rug, and a crafting table as well for some extra activities. And then over here is the bathroom. This is where I did place a shower tub combo because of course I did want to have a shower in the house. But that is basically it for these duplex homes. So these eco duplex homes are up on the gallery, but of course the thumbnail is very sad since I did technically build it sideways. But on the second screenshot, you can get a little bit of a better look at the house. So yeah, this build uses only eco lifestyle, Dream Home Decorator, Home Chef Hustle, and the Blooming Rooms kit. I built it on a 30 by 20 in the world of Evergreen Harbor, so if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. But that's gonna do it for today's video, so I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download this build off the gallery if you want to. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so, and if you would like to get notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/Simmary Sims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!